Folks, Newsmaker Saturday starts now.
Thanks for joining us on Newsmaker Saturday. Over the next month, voters in Tempe will be getting in their mail-in ballots to decide if they want to build a new hockey arena for the Coyotes in a massive entertainment district on the banks of the Salt River just west of Tempe Town Lake. It's a $2.1 billion project. In the second half of this program, we will hear from the group that opposes the plan. But let's begin with the president and CEO of the Coyotes, Xavier Gutierrez. Good to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
So 3 propositions on the ballot, 301, 302, 303. They all come back to the same thing. Can you describe that?
Sure. What we're asking Tempe voters is to vote yes on 301, 302, 303. It is, in essence, the amendment to the general plan. It's our rezoning, and then it's the development agreement. And one thing to note is the city council of the city of Tempe have already approved this.
7-0.
7-0. Unanimous approval. And we also had approval from the Development Plan Commission, in essence, their planning commission.
Give me your best pitch. I'll just give you the floor.
Sure.
Why people should vote yes.
100%. Very simple. It's going to bring jobs. It's going to bring revenue for the city. You're going to clean up an unlined environmental hazard in the form of a landfill that's owned by the city and has been owned by the city for decades. And most importantly, Tempe taxpayers aren't going to pay for it. And
what ends up there? I mean, it's a huge project. It's not just a hockey arena.
Not at all, and I'm glad you pointed that out. We say this is a best-in-class urban redevelopment project. What you are taking is a landfill and creating a landmark. It's going to be anchored by, yes, the permanent home of the Arizona Coyotes in a state-of-the-art new sports arena and live events venue, but it is more than about hockey. It's about more than sports. You're going to have 2 hotels. People want hotels in Tempe. It's going to have 2,000 units of housing, 350,000 square feet in a paseo of fine dining and shops, a 3,500-person theater, a community ice rink that will be our practice facility, but then be open to the public, and then 2 build-to-suit medical office campuses. This is the capstone of the vision that Tempe city leaders had for the Tempe Town Lake and the Rio Reimagine plan.
When sports teams are going into communities now, it seems that, and even we saw it in Glendale with the Cardinals Stadium, it's not just the stadium. There becomes a kind of synergy that happens around the stadium.
Absolutely. It's a district. And that's what creates the economic vitality and prosperity to then support the arenas and the sports venues. It really is creating an opportunity to live, work, and play. And for us, the biggest difference is, unlike every other sports venue in the history of Arizona, this is not going to be paid by the taxpayers. They are not going to guarantee it. In fact, we are buying the land. We are building every building. It is on our dime, and I really tip my hat to owner Alex Morello for making a over $2 billion commitment to make this happen.
Your opponents, and we're going to hear from them later, they keep saying there is money in development breaks, tax breaks, that there is money for infrastructure that needs to be done. You wouldn't quarrel with that?
No, I absolutely quarrel with it. That is misinterpreting the way this deal works. Let's begin with the fact that that piece of property has stood there for decades, not generating any revenue, not generating any jobs. We went to the city. We said, why don't you clean it up and sell it to us? They said, we don't have money, and we don't want to tax our taxpayers. So what we said is, let's create a project that will bear the cost of cleaning that up in addition to building all of this. This is the city's liability today. It caught on fire last summer, as you are well aware.
You're just going to take that problem off their hands.
Absolutely.
One thing that never quite made sense to me is you've got Tempe Town Lake and the dam at that west end. Your project is west of that. You're still on a barren old Salt River. Does this, if this happens, does this create an impetus to extend Tempe Town Lake further toward Phoenix?
Yeah, you just said it. It's the catalyst in order to make that happen. Why would you have extended it to a landfill or to a facilities maintenance yard? Now, the vision, going back to it, is not just through Priest, but actually through Central Phoenix. I know the late Senator John McCain had that vision.
Rio Salado.
Absolutely, Rio Salado. We believe fundamentally that we are creating that amenity that would make it not only viable but necessary to expand that lake. But you know what? We're focused on our project first, and that'll be a project for later.
Okay, so for the people who live right in that area, there's always a few concerns, right? Traffic, people, coming from outside, getting into their neighborhood,
Sure.
clogging up their streets. What would you say about that? There's even been mention, that it's going to bring in gaming probably, because gaming is now being associated with all kinds of sports.
Sure.
The gaming door is wide open.
Yeah.
What would you say about
Let's set aside the gaming. I'll get back to that. But let's start with this. Yes, there will be traffic. The question will be, how do you manage it? How do you mitigate it? Let's start with the fact that Tempe knows how to do traffic. It had a Super Bowl. It has 60,000 people show up in the fall at Sun Devil Stadium. 110,000 people showing up for Oktoberfest. So that's number one, a city that understands it. Number two, you are within 5 miles of 5 freeways in that location. You are in the right location to get people in and out and not having them go through Tempe. And finally, we are investing to get people to public transit. New Orbitz shuttles. Your arena ticket is your game day pass to public transit the day of the game. We are investing in traffic mitigation. That was actually one of the deals that we had with the airport, to not have traffic get through the airport. We are managing and mitigating traffic. You're not going to eliminate it. Tempe Town Lake is already the second most visited site in the state. This will create the amenities to do that.
Okay.
Gaming, if you don't mind, by the way.
Go ahead.
Yes. We are going to put a sports book there. We are in the gaming business. A sports book, just like there's one at Chase Field and at Footprint Arena and at State Farm Stadium and even at TPC Scottsdale. We are also going to have that. However, 96% of online gaming for sports betting in Arizona is done on your mobile phone. It's already happening.
So you don't think it becomes a magnet for more people than it can handle?
Not at all. Okay. Not at all.
So you mentioned the airport. This has been fascinating. In the last week or so, City of Phoenix sues Tempe over this project, saying that it's interfering with flight paths, could be noise issues. It may impinge on their future plans for expansion. This comes right as you're trying to get people to vote yes. What's happening here?
It's political bullying by the city of Phoenix, and it is a pattern that they've had going back to when they prevented the Cardinals from staying in Tempe. The reality is, we took them at their word. The CEO of Sky Harbor got up there at a public hearing in Tempe in November and said we would no longer oppose this project. We've come to successful negotiation with the developer. If you look at this lawsuit, it's nothing but a distraction. They're trying to sue Tempe to prevent future residential development and unfettered expansion of the airport. That's bullying Tempe and using us.
They sue Tempe, but you countersue Phoenix. We do. That was an interesting move. You would think if the suit's against Tempe, they'd countersue, not you guys.
Well, I won't speak for the city of Tempe and their legal strategy, but for us, we took them at their word, and now they are trying to say to Tempe, undo that zoning decision that you have made. We have a contract with the city of Tempe, 7-0 approval, that's going to be ratified by voter approval. And so for us, we said, we're not going to sit there and let you bully us, bully the citizens and the residents of Tempe, and we wanted to push back for the value of the property.
Okay, for the people in Tempe who might have questions about what happened in Glendale, I know you don't want to go plow over old ground, but that was a 30-year lease too, and it fell apart. So where is the assurance that the folks in Tempe, if they go for this, you guys will be there?
Sure. Well, let's start with the fact that it was the city of Glendale that broke that lease. So let's be clear. We took over, and we were on a year-to-year lease, and we asked for an extension. Alex Morel asked for a 7-year. They wanted 12. I asked for 5. They wanted 15. Their city manager just confirmed. They said, unless you sign a 20-year lease extension, we're terminating and giving you 1-year notice. We were honest with them. We told them Tempe was where we wanted to be permanently.
Why is that, by the way? Why is it the ticket base is really East Valley?
No, I think it's a lot of things. First of all, Tempe Town Lake. That is an incredible economic development location. It's the second most visited site. Second, ASU, the largest public university in the country.
Has ASU weighed in on this, by the way?
They invited us to actually play there, as you know, but they have not made any public statements as to this. And the reality is, we are moving forward regardless.
We've got a couple of minutes left.
Sure.
I just want to ask you, and this is really important, to clear up any misinformation that you think is out there that you want to set the record straight from your point of view.
Yes, this is the right project. This is the right deal. And we are the right team to execute on it. Why? because we're going to bring jobs. We're going to bring revenue that's for badly needed city services. We're going to clean up a city-owned landfill that is toxic, and Tempe taxpayers are not going to pay for it. And that's the biggest misnomer, because every other facility has been taxpayer paid for, maintained, and they have never ever been subject to property taxes.
Phoenix's opposition to this, is it strictly the airport, or are there other concerns like competing venues? Do you think there are any other things going on?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we've asked for the taxpayers of Phoenix and the voters of Phoenix to ask themselves, who signed off on this lawsuit? Who signed off on giving 100,000 mailers to scare residents of Tempe for the vote, prior to the vote that the Tempe Council did? For us, you have interests that see us as a potential competition, which we find silly, because the reality is this is the 5th largest city in America, the fastest growing county. These are the types of amenities that you need in a metropolitan area like this.
Do you have to be a hockey fan to want to vote yes?
Not at all. In fact, we would love hockey fans to come out, but if you want city services and the revenue to pay for them, if you want jobs, if you want to clean up an unlined landfill where things are decomposing into the groundwater and you don't want taxpayers to pay for it, vote yes on Propositions 301, 302, and 303.
One of the quirky things about this, it's an all mail-in vote. There is no in-person voting. I think ballots are going to be going out here in a couple of weeks, or in a week.
Yep.
Right?
April 19th, ballots will be going out.
Does that change the dynamic of the campaign to try to get a yes vote on this?
We have to get people to come out and vote. And we've said this from day one. As people get informed and realize how good a deal this is, how great a project this is, how transformative it will be, not just for Tempe, but for the entire valley, they are voting yes. And we believe that. And it's up to us to get them informed and get them out to vote.
Xavier Gutierrez, great to see you.
Great to see you.
CEO and President of the Arizona Coyotes. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
When we come back, we will hear from the no side, the people who oppose the project, for the second half of the program. Back in a minute on Newsmaker Saturday. Thank you. Back on Newsmaker Saturday, we are hearing tonight from both sides of the upcoming vote on a new Coyotes hockey arena and massive development just west of Tempe Town Lake. And in the last segment, CEO and President of the Coyotes, Xavier Gutierrez, made his case for a yes vote, and now the no side. Dawn Penich-Thacker is with the group Tempe First. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
I gave Mr. Gutierrez the same opportunity. Give me your best case for a no vote on the 3 propositions.
Sure. Well, I think what it really boils down to is this project relies on massive tax dollar subsidies at a time that the city of Tempe and Maricopa County has much bigger priorities. So we're talking about the worst paid teachers in the country. We're talking about a fentanyl crisis that needs addressing. We're talking about an affordable housing crisis. So Tempe has some real challenges and priorities. We shouldn't be giving a $500 million subsidy.
That's what you think it is?
That is what
they keep arguing there's not subsidies.
So one thing that is true is that just the hockey arena itself is privately funded. But in order to get this project done, and you can read this in Prop 303, it relies on $500 million, 2 different property tax breaks, one for 8 years and another for 30 years, not pitching into property taxes. I think you and I would love a deal like that. In addition, they will have to create 2 new taxes so that they can raise the money to pay their own selves for the infrastructure that they want to build. Taxes on Tempe businesses and residents, new sales taxes. And the problem with that is that these are designed to not get shared back to the city of Tempe. So they talk about revenue, raising revenue, but the taxes built into this deal are either kept entirely by the developer or only shared to the city at the minority percentage. And so this is a lot of taxpayer investment into something that is not going to benefit the most pressing needs in our community.
Now, you had a 7-0 vote by the council. They were unanimous on moving forward with this. Corey Woods, the mayor, he said it's the best stadium deal that's ever been done in Arizona. Why should voters in Tempe believe you and your group when all of the council and the mayor are saying this is a great deal, let's do it?
Well, one thing, the council voted to allow this to go to the ballot. Some of them have been outspoken that they really love this deal, whereas others have said, look, we sent it to the ballot, now it's for the voters to decide. So that's a really important distinction. Okay. They voted unanimously for it to go to the ballot for voters to decide. I'm not a politician. I don't know the mind of a politician, but...
You may not want to know the mind of a politician.
It's probably true. So I think that voters, it's really important that voters understand what this proposal is and make up our minds about what we want to subsidize, what we want to be paying for, because any dollar that is not getting pitched into our community, and this is something that the Goldwater Institute here in Arizona has said, that shifts the tax burden onto residents and businesses that are paying our taxes. And so that means that our dollars, our tax dollars, have to stretch further.
You're making choices.
You're making choices. And I think that for Tempe residents, a hockey arena by a team that was already kicked out of Glendale for non-payment.
They argue with that. They say that, you know, the deal was not the deal that they agreed to, and so they ended up, they say Glendale basically kicked them out.
That's right. Glendale did kick them out, and Glendale city officials have actually been quite vocal in saying to Tempe, learn from our mistakes, don't do this. And so, yeah, I think it's a matter of priorities.
Can you make a case that with an attraction like that in what currently is a dump, literally, on the south side of Tempe Town Lake, well, former Tempe Town, it's a landfill down there.
It is actually,
it looks pretty bad. It's an eyesore.
That's the campaign slogan. But
well, I just drove by it today. I mean, it doesn't look very good. It's a big
it's a dated.
It's a rubble pile.
Right. So it's dated. And that's why it's important to know that nobody is saying that we shouldn't develop that land. What happens on that land currently, it is not toxic. It is the site of our recycling facility, our waste management facilities, our fleet services, and some of that rubble and piles that you're seeing is actually our beloved composting program, which will disappear from city management when this is developed. That's all fine. The point is that 150 people work here. It will get developed. The question is this the right project?
What would you like to see there? Just in a perfect world, what would you like to see there instead?
Well, you know what? For me, just like I don't want 7 politicians deciding in the dark what's going to go in that site, I want the city to go back to the drawing board, start to hold community listening sessions, public forums where we, the residents, can chime in on what we do want to see there. Because I've lived in Tempe a long time. I was just joking with you that they don't even swap out the swing sets in a park in Tempe without doing info sessions, community listening sessions, asking us for our input. None of that happened with this proposal. And so I think what the community wants, this isn't a matter of we know exactly what we want there. This is a matter of we want to have that conversation, and we didn't get to with this proposal.
You don't think there was enough community input at all?
No, absolutely not. I'm hearing from a lot of people that say, why am I just learning about this? Normally, we know everything that's happening because Tempe is usually really good about communicating. The fact that so many residents feel like this was rushed and pushed on us, that's part of why we want to vote no, so that the city can go back to the drawing board, get input, start a new RFP process for a development in our last large parcel of land that's going to be for everyone, as opposed to the divisiveness that this proposal is causing.
Is that, I was going to ask you, you know, for somebody living maybe on Warner Road or in South Tempe, they may not be animated about it because it's not impacting them traffic-wise necessarily, or hubbub going around their residence. The people right there, you could see where they might be going, hey, I don't know if I want a stadium in my backyard.
Right.
I mean, that's a natural reaction from anyone. But what do you think the rest of Tempe feels about this?
You know, I live in what we call South Tempe, so a few miles away from the proposed arena site. And what my neighbors are talking about is they're concerned about our tax dollars, because we see that there are unsheltered folks more and more on the corners. We are hearing about these, mental health and fentanyl issues in our schools with our kids. We're seeing that our schools are still struggling to pay the bills, to hire good teachers and pay them enough.
That's your, I mean, you're a teacher, and that's your earlier, you were Arizona First, right?
Yeah, Save Our Schools
Save Our
and
Schools,
Red for Ed, yeah. And so a lot of people who aren't going to be physically impacted by the arena site are saying, that's not how I want my tax dollars used. And one physical implication that we'll have for actually the whole valley is the relationship with the airport. So the changing of flight paths that gets opened up by the intergovernmental agreement.
It seems like there's a lot of stuff down there already, though. I mean, the airport, and I talked to Mr. Gutierrez about this, the airport, the suit by the city of Phoenix, is really curious because you've already got a lot of people living down there. How much worse can it be? You already have tons of people living right along that corridor, an air corridor.
Yeah, and so just to the question of what people who aren't directly right there are concerned about, Tempe has an aviation commission.
Right.
This is the city's official aviation advisory body. They have been sounding the alarm against this for safety and noise pollution reasons since day one, and the city didn't heed their warnings. And so Tempe's own aviation commission is saying this is not good for our city. Even if you're one of the folks living in South Tempe, this is going to increase jet noise pollution. This is going to have an impact on all of us.
What about just the surrounding area? And we talked about people living elsewhere, but for the people right there, are they the most strong no?
I have family and friends right there, and they are worried because it's a family community, right? These are houses, these are old neighborhoods. So there are seniors on fixed incomes saying, how am I supposed to handle the raise in cost of living that luxury retail and luxury condos are going to bring into our community? And then you've got the families with little kids saying 16,000 cars racing through our streets every time there's a game.
You've got Sun Devil Stadium right down the road. I mean,
sure.
Tempe's had experience with this.
Absolutely, and it's devastating to the communities there. Now, again, development is going to happen, but the traffic mitigation, those plans with this proposal are not satisfying to the community. The president of the neighborhood association right there said that over the years, as they've been developing the Salt River, Tempe Town Lake, every single developer has come to the neighborhood association and had conversations with them. This is the first time that a developer has not come to the neighborhoods and said, we want to work with you. What are you concerned about? What can we do?
You talked about taxes. Is there a case to be made that when you bring in that kind of crown jewel, that would be state of the art, not just the hockey arena, but all around it, that that raises money for the city, that the taxes brought in with that are also profound. That's a big help to a city.
Normally they would be, and that's why the revenue sharing that is built into this agreement are so concerning. Because normally you would say 2 new hotels, that's a lot of hotel bed tax coming to us, a lot of new sales tax coming to us. Except in this agreement, and this is in Prop 303 if anyone wants to go read it, we are sharing so much of the revenue with the developer that it would take decades. It would take economic activity that is not reasonable to expect to make up what we have invested into it in tax dollars.
You think, we've got to wrap this, but you think that the voters of Tempe will say no to this?
I do. I think that this will get rejected and that it'll create for the city a new start, a fresh start, where everyone can calm down, right? Take a deep breath, and then start the process of what do we want there? What is a development? What is a project that we can all get behind?
Okay. Dawn Penich-Thacker with the group Tempe First, right?
That's right.
That's what you're calling it.
Resident Coalition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Good to see you. And we'll be back on Newsmaker Saturday in just a moment.